Well, it's great to see Connie back. Is there going to be a Virgil drugging aspect to this, or is he actually good? Sleep deprivation, good. Oh boy, more torture. Come on, Maggie, sort your rug out. The music's a little bit much, though. Oh, it's Gollum. He's behind you. Hello everybody, here's my Walking Dead Season 11 review. This is for episode 6, titled On the Inside. And my initial thoughts directly after this episode and during was that for the most part I couldn't really tell what I was feeling about it, because I mean, as I predicted, they kind of tried to go for a more horror film kind of vibe with this episode. It was like a house of horrors, like literally, and I don't know, I think most of the horror moments were pretty laughable. Like the music was a bit much, and a lot of the times it was just really loud and playing and nothing was really happening. And it wasn't really, I mean, it wasn't scary in any way, shape or form. And then like when you see the golem creatures bouncing around down the hallways and stuff, it's like, no. I liked that they played around with obviously it being completely silent at times, and it was just really disorientating for there to not be like any noise at all. It was dead silent, which, you know, obviously is a good idea, because we don't always get to see the perspective of a completely deaf character. It's not that common. So it was good that they, you know, made the most of it. They've done like similar things before. And then like the dead silence turning into obviously chaotic, a bit over the top music, which I wasn't really that big a fan of. I mean, maybe if it was just a little bit less much, I don't know. I think there was like one little bit of actually really good, decent horror, and that was when Virgil was being distracted by Connie, like knocking on the wall from inside of the wall, and then he's walking over to her like, oh, what the hell is this, thinking that it's probably like one of the golem creatures, and then we slowly see one of the actual golem creatures crawl out from, I don't know, a hole somewhere and like come up behind him. That was pretty good, pretty chilling. Unfortunately, the next second we see them, he's like, the golem thing's flying around on his back with his silly little nappy on, which just, for me at least, took the horror out of it. Let me know what you guys thought. I found the horror moments more comedy moments, which I don't think that's what they were going for. I've seen a lot of really positive comments on this episode though, so maybe it's just me. Maybe I just wasn't in it, you know? Maybe it's all my fault. Maybe I need to look at myself. But there was like loads of great stuff in this episode. Obviously, right at the very end, we finally get to see Connie coming back into the group, and of course, Kelly finds her with, you know, the help of a few of her lovely friends. But that was like a really powerful moment where they're just kind of staring at each other and they don't really know what to do. They're in disbelief. I really had a feeling that one of the golem creatures was going to come out and like kill one of them suddenly, and that would have been very brutal. Like, The Walking Dead has done that before, but, you know, thankfully they're still alive for now. Virgil gets shanked up quite a bit, which was, you know, quite a good moment, because it was again pretty savage, pretty brutal. So, like, I mean, he doesn't look that he's doing very good right now. He didn't die like there and then, but is he going to survive much longer? Like, is he just going to kind of collapse at the beginning of the next episode that he's in? I don't know. It did definitely reveal that he was good, that he's not going to be going back to his evil ways, or at least it doesn't seem like that. He gives like a really nice speech about how Michonne basically saved him and gave him a second chance. It was nice to hear back, you know, about Michonne. And it's really cool that, you know, Connie knows about Michonne. Everyone else is going to learn about like what happened there. They obviously know that she's gone off somewhere. Maybe Virgil will be the one to reveal that she's gone after Rick, which will be pretty crazy. So hopefully he doesn't die like immediately. Maybe we're just going to have to wait until Judith feels like she needs to bring it up. I don't know. But that obviously is something that we're waiting for, and that I'm sure that will be an amazing moment. They're definitely looking forward to that. We got a lot of Reaper stuff, which was pretty cool. You know, obviously Daryl isn't my most beloved character, but the scenes were pretty cool. We get a little bit more torture. There's like a lot of torture in this season. And it's probably not the end of it. We see a few fingernails getting pulled, which I've heard is quite painful. I've never actually experienced it myself. I don't really want to, but, you know, maybe one day. And then Daryl has to get pretty bloody himself, takes off a finger off of Frost. So Frost is just the punching bag of this season, really, because he survived a lot longer than some of his friends. But he probably wishes that he had died alongside of them. He does finally meet his end at the end of this episode. You see him as a walker. Pope does a number on him. I was really hoping to see Daryl kill him, like, because they kind of did it a little bit where he, you know, cut off his finger, punched him up a few times. But I was thinking that they were going to force him to execute him as well. But I guess it's a kill for Pope. It's another one to show, you know, he is pretty ruthless. And there's that, like, paranoia little bit at the end where he says, oh, he got everything that he needed from him. And then he looks at Daryl to, like, see what his expression is. So I'm going to say that Pope probably knows everything. He's probably going to try and rope Leah into it because of her attachment, like her just her bad decision making, maybe, because he was pretty harsh to that other Reaper dude, you know, who apparently they all consider themselves family and stuff, but he burnt his face off in the fire. So you know that Pope is pretty twisted. So maybe he's going to want to punish Leah just for believing in Daryl, thinking that he's a cool guy and just having bad judgment, basically. Who knows? It's still, I don't know, 50-50 on whether Leah's going to survive much longer in the season. Because, you know, the Reapers have got to go at some point. What's going to happen with her? I'm very interested to find out, really. I'm sure we will. I'm sure they won't just, you know, forget about that storyline. I'm sure it's coming up soon. Hopefully Dog, more than anyone, gets to get away from the Reapers. The bit when the Reapers are clearing the houses, it just really showed, again, that they are professional killers. They know what they're doing. And, yeah, they are very scary villains. Because they are skilled. There's not that many of them, but they all have what they need, I think, to take down our group. Of course, it's not going to go down like that. They're not going to wipe out the group and that's how it's going to end. But it's believable. We know that there's not many of them at all. But then at the same time, how many actual fighters do our survivors have? Like, we've obviously got a load of people. Ezekiel, he's not really in fighting state at the moment. Eugene never was. Yumiko, but they're also away right now, so we can't include them. We've got Aaron, Carol, Jerry, and then obviously the group that are with. We got like a decent few, but like 15, maybe. As far as fighters go, they've kind of got around the same amount, or only maybe a few more. And each and every one of these Reapers are killers. Yo, like killers, real life killers before the apocalypse. They got so much more experience than literally any single one of our people. Unless, of course, the Commonwealth wants to pay them a visit, and then I'm sure Mercer can take them all on single-handed. Maybe that's what's going to happen. That would be quite interesting. I would really have liked to have seen Carol's reaction to Connie, and like a bit more of the aftermath of that. Of course, we've got to wait until Daryl is actually back with our group before he finds out. We got a lot more of that to come. It was pretty much Kelly saw her, gave her a nice hug while Virgil is, you know, dying on the floor. And then it was done. It cut to, that wasn't the end of the episode, thankfully, but it obviously cut to the Reapers, and then we didn't see any more. There's a lot of excitement again for what's happening in the later episodes. Like, you know, what's going to happen with the Reapers? Is Leah going to be with our group at some point? Hopefully Dog as well, as I keep saying. Dog is important to me. Connie, obviously, again, meeting everyone. Maybe some stuff about Rick and, like, more stuff about Michonne. Exactly why she's left and all of that. Maybe coming out from either Virgil, if he survives long enough, or Judith at some point down the line. It's going to happen, of course, one way or the other. So we see, obviously, in the trailer for the next one. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the trailer. It looks like Maggie is going to be wearing a Whisperer mask. And I'm guessing, I mean, Negan wasn't much of a pro when it came to herding walkers. We saw that in season 10. But he at least knows about it, and he gets the gist. So maybe, I'm guessing we're going to get them leading a group of walkers towards, well, the Reapers, what's it called? Meridian, that's the one. I'm just worried that in the process, they're probably going to trash their entire community, just like how the Whisperers did to Alexandria. And then the food that they're there to get is going to get wrecked anyway, which would be pretty annoying, really. That, you know, they've finally killed all the Reapers, they've suffered heavy casualties, and then all of the food is like unusable. Anyway, we do get like a quick shot, if I'm not mistaken, in the trailer of a Reaper closing like the doors on a bunch of food. So I'm guessing that's right. Just showing what they're there for and everything. We also got Pope shouting, "Your brothers are dead. Are you not ashamed?" I think he says. So that sounds like something he's probably saying to Leah. And again, like I said before, he's just going to punish her for maybe thinking that she's in league with Daryl, or maybe just, I mean, maybe she is in league with Daryl. We don't know. Pope's done a few quite questionable things recently. Or maybe he's just, again, blaming her for letting Daryl into their group and just having poor judgment. I don't really think he's saying it to Daryl, because they're not exactly his brothers. Like, Pope can't expect him to give much of a shit about them at this point. So who knows? A lot of exciting stuff. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Maggie lead a herd. I think we're going to possibly get a lot more comic booky stuff that we missed out on, like in the Whisperer War section of the comics. Which, yeah, if they do anything even similar to that, it'll be very, very cool. And yeah, I think that's it. So it was a bit hit and miss for me. I liked a lot of the episode. Like the horror moments, I think, failed on me. I know a lot of people seem to really enjoy it. So great, good for you. Please let me know if you're one of the people that enjoyed it, or you agree with me, or, you know, a bit of both. I don't mind. And what do you think is going to happen in the future? Because we've got 2 more episodes of this first third. And yes, there's another 2 lots coming. But we're going to have to wait in between, which, oh man, waiting a week for these episodes has been enough. The trailers are very exciting. Each episode has been really good. This one is on the weaker side for me. I don't know if I prefer this one to episode 4. I mean, probably. Yeah, so just let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this review. what you think is going to happen, what your predictions are for the last 2 episodes of this third. And I'll see you in the next one. Please join me again for my next review. Ta-ta!